Hello and welcome back to your South King County real estate update. My name's Sarah Eggleston with Stone Egg Realty at John L. Scott, and I'm back to deliver your local real estate news for the month. We'll go ahead and jump right on into these slides. So it is now December. We are quickly approaching the end of the year here in 2023, which means our 2023 recap and 2024 predictions episode is coming up in just a couple weeks. So December 29th, it'll be live right here on Facebook and available in other platforms afterwards, YouTube, my website. I highly recommend you tune into this. There's been a lot of fascinating stuff happening recently, and we're going to really break it down and show where we've been and where it looks like we're going to go over the next year. And my winter buyer and seller guides are now available. If you would like one of these, please reach out if you're thinking about buying or selling a home or both within the next 6 months, 9 months, somewhere in there. You need one of these guides. I come out with these quarterly, and they are fantastic information to help you on your real estate journey. And I would like to announce that my Homebuyer Education Month is coming up. January 2024 is Homebuyer Education Month. I'm going to host 4 classes. There's going to be 2 general first-time homebuyer classes, and then 2 that are the Washington State Housing Finance Commission Down Payment Assistance class. So this is a class that you need to take in order to use that specific loan program, which gives you extra funds for your down payment. The program's mainly meant to turn great renters into homeowners that can't really save up that down payment. This is supposed to help with that down payment, but there are other applications too. And it's not the only down payment assistance program. So in the other 2 classes, we'll be talking about other down payment assistance programs that are available in Washington State here. Into the news, the Seattle area housing market is dragging. Here's why. Throughout November, the housing market remained pretty slow. There weren't that many homes coming to the market compared to what we would expect to see this time of year. King County was down 29% from October and 11% from the same year ago. So a lot of decrease in activity, which we would expect to see this time of year. It's just we dropped down from a lower point than we would have in prior summers. Because there were fewer homes, there were fewer sales out there, and a lot of sellers that may have potentially been wanting to move have been holding off because they don't know where they would want to go. If they could afford what they wanted, where they want to go, they don't want to let go of that low interest rate if they still have a mortgage on the home. So many reasons, but there's a lot of pent up desire to move. It's just been held back by these higher interest rates, lack of availability for homes for sale. We're starting to see a bit of a shift in that, which is kind of fun. The supply of homes for sale is likely even slimmer as winter arrives. Every year we do see that inventory drop in the winter. So there's even fewer homes right now to choose from than there were a couple months ago. Those interest rates are still somewhat high. This article came out on December 6th. The most recent weekly average was 7.2, which was down from 7.8 in late October. We are seeing those rates start to come down, and a lot of brokers are thinking that is going to mean a pickup in activity after New Year's. So price activity, we have gone up in all directions year over year for prices. We did peak in July and we've come down since then, but that again is something we would expect to see this time of year. And for closed sales, the east side is up 5%, but everywhere else in our region, the number of home sales has gone down. And for medium price year over year, it is up in all areas between 4 and 6.5%. So in condos, we did see an increase in the Seattle condo market and the Southeast King County market, but a decrease in the other areas in our region. And prices kind of matching that as well. Increase in Seattle, Southeast and East Side, and down in North King County and Southwest King County. So this is a national stat here. So taking a zoom out to look at the number of active listings that we had in 2023 compared to the last normal years, the pre-pandemic years. So we had way fewer active listings on the market this year than in those pre-pandemic years. So if we look at what is happening right now, new listings are stabilizing. This black line is this year and what our monthly inventory count is, which if it had followed the normal trajectory, this dotted line, this is the trajectory that we expect to see this time of year. But we have been remaining above that and coming back right in line with what our normal market cycle is. So we've been pretty volatile the last few years, and we are slowly heading back into what our normal cycle would be for a normal market. And that brings us to our market stat minute. For Southwest King County, overall, we had 1.6 months of inventory. So that is a shortage of supply with a very strong market, 52% of homes going pending within the first 30 days. So this is still a seller's market, but not as strong of a seller's market as we saw during the pandemic, of course. But this is our seasonal trend. Each winter, we see a dramatic decrease in the number of new resale listings, and things stay pretty slow through the holidays. After the new year, things start to kick into gear and kick up until we hit March, when that's more of our hectic summer market. And for Southeast King County, overall, we had a 1.4 month supply, so a shortage, and 55% of homes going pending within the first 30 days, which classifies as a surge market. For our new resale listings for Southeast King County 2023, you can see the same thing happening here as was happening nationally. We didn't drop down at quite the angle on this chart as we would expect to see. We're heading back to meet up with the prior year lines and reach our normal market again. Total buyer contracts below prior years all the way through the year, but that is because we had fewer listings available on the market. If we had more listings, I'm sure we would have had more buyers. These are those graphs overlaid. The closer the orange bars are to the green line, the more intense the market is. Homes getting picked up quicker. And you can see this is a lot closer than last year, even though that everything is a lot lower than it was in the past few years. We just had fewer listings to work with, so we had fewer sales. And the hyperlocal breakdown for new listings in Kent, Renton, Auburn, and Federal Way. If we look at year over year, Federal Way and Auburn, we have fewer new listings this year than last year. In Kent and Renton, it is up, although Kent's just barely. For pending sales, up in Auburn and down in the other three regions, although again, Kent is pretty flat. In general, we are ticking up on our days on market, which means that homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer before they go under contract. And median sales price, you can see this whole year, I mean, we bounced around a little bit, but we're not that far off of where we were last year. Federal Way is actually 9%, almost 10% higher on their median sales price than a year ago. Kent's up 6%, Renton's about flat, and Auburn is down almost 5%. So it really is area specific, what's happening in the market, but overall, we didn't see that huge equity home value drop that some people were predicting at the beginning of 2023. As far as mortgage rates, last time we met, it was at 7.5 for our weekly average mortgage rate and about the same 7.56 for our daily. For our weekly average this week, mortgage rates drop below 7% as home buying pressures ease. So this is some good news in the mortgage rate department. We've been waiting for this. It is great news. We are seeing that decrease. So it was at 6.95 for the weekly average when this article came out on yesterday. And investors are seeing this move as confirmation that the central bank has ended its war on inflation and will take a more hands-off approach to guard against an economic turndown. So homebuyers, this is good news. We will see some mortgage relief headed our way in the next few months. Who knows how fast those rates will decrease, but overall, we expect to see a downward trend on those rates. So while borrowing costs are still more than double what they were last year, we have a lot of hope on the horizon for those mortgage rates coming down over the next several months to a year. This came out yesterday, one of the biggest two-day drops in rates in decades. So yesterday and the day before, we saw a couple really big drops on those rates, and this is great. However, this doesn't really tell us a whole lot on its own, other than the fact that it's kind of cool because it's, a really big drop, and it's fun to see that on the chart. But rates have dropped more in this 45-day window than any other 45-day window we've measured. So if we measure the 45-day windows leading up to yesterday, there has never been a time where rates have dropped as much as they have within those 45 days. If we bring it to today's interest rate, it is 6.64. This is what I've been excited to get to, is just the day, which is actually up just or so slightly from yesterday, but pretty much flat. But this 6.64, remember last month it was 7.5. So this is really great news to see, this big 45-day window drop. If we look at that on a visual scale, we popped up over 8 here in October and then have dropped down close, just over 6.5 today. So that is a super fun trend to see, and I am really excited to see how that continues in the next few months. And just a reminder, my homebuyer education class, I will have registration links and more information available on my website. There's a seggleston.johnlscott.com/homebuyer education month, or if you just go to my website, there'll be a tab at the top that you can click on. Registrations links will be available for all these classes soon. And then don't forget that the 2023 recap and 2024 predictions episode is coming up in 2 weeks. It's a do not miss episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My phone number and email address are on the screen there. I would love to have a conversation with you about the market in your area or an area you're interested in. Or if you have any questions about what's happening in the national market, local market, I would love to have that real estate conversation with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back here in 2 weeks with your year-end recap episode and predictions for next year. Have a fantastic couple weeks, and I will see you then.